Pass to Sally. Here's Kerr. 51 seconds left to play in the third quarter here. Here's Pippen to win the cold spell. Here's Sally. Howard grabs the miss.
It's obvious they're becoming frustrated. Nothing seems to be going their way.
In a major drought, need to find some sort of momentum.
Irving. Tatum inside. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Their offense has been unstoppable, just firing on all cylinders.
They've had great execution, and what stands out is that they're just taking what the defense gives them, not forcing anything.
Ball against Wall. Pass to Kukoc. No good that time. And so it's Jason Tatum making highlights for the Bronx. He put together 10 points in the quarter. We'll be back in a moment. And there have been two very different performances from these teams today as we get going in quarter number 4. Chicago trails by 17. We've got Paul George, and it's Duncan in at the 5 spot. Pass to Jordan. From 18 feet away, and the basket good. A bank shot that time. And it's the Bronx's ball. Here's Wade. Here's Keenan. To the wing on the left. Ball for 3. Connects from downtown.
This is what it's been since halftime. Remarkable results from downtown.
In the modern NBA, you have to hit threes to win games, and they've made that adjustment since the break.
Here's Kukoc. Over George. Kukoc, no good. 1 minute in now in the fourth quarter. Here's the teardrop. Pass to Keenan. Here's Wade, covered by Jordan. And so he draws the foul, headed to the line to shoot a pair. And what do you guys think so far about the offensive approach for the Bronx?
I like how they've been attacking the lane. It's been beautiful. All game long, they've been successful penetrating and getting offensive production.
And another thing that's impressed me has been their consistency with their two-point jump shots, getting it done from the mid-range.
Here's Kerr. Pass to Jordan. Shoots over George. And it falls all over the rim and in. Jordan's got 4 points now in the quarter.
Why fade away there? Just making the shot more difficult, if you have to ask me.
Outside Wall. And it's Jordan with the rebound. Jordan's got 5 rebounds in the game. Oh, there's the alley. Hammers the lob through.
The pass, the catch, the slam. What a clean play.
And absolutely jaw-dropping. Here's Wade. No good on the 3.
And the shooter had very little space on that attempt.
I'm sure they'll think twice about shooting against him next time.
Timeout, Bulls. Chicago making a switch here and keeping us updated from the sideline. Allie LaForce.
I was able to listen in on what Chicago's coach was going over with his team. They implored their guys to maintain their focus. The message was, don't commit any bad turnovers and no easy buckets. A simple message, Brian.
All right, Allie, thanks once again. All right, a good chance to get an update on Nikola Vucevic's injury. Let's go to Allie LaForce.
Guys, I caught up with the head athletic trainer for Chicago. He said the X-ray hand series revealed a non-displaced hairline fracture to the finger. Not good. While not severe, this is still a serious diagnosis that usually keeps guys off the court for a short period. Back to you.
All right, Allie, thanks. Well, we're all hoping he gets healthy quickly, guys.
Yes, we do. And these trainers are so good at what they do. Hopefully, they'll be able to get him back on the court soon.
Knocked away. Chicago trails by 16. Here's Rodman. That one no good. And George with some nice D. And Tatum's got the ball here for the Bronx. Chicago with a rebound. Now here's Jordan. Fires from the line. The rebound by Duncan. We've got 1:48 left in the game. Reed passes to George. Now here's Tatum. Beyond the arc. Chicago with a rebound. Pippen's got his 4th rebound in this one. And here's Jordan. Fade away. And it's Irving with a rebound. Irving's got 4 rebounds now. The Bronx leading by 16. Tatum from long range. Here's Reed. Nice work on the boards, paying off with a basket.
And they just continue to attack, even late in the game, while they're up big.
If you want to be great, you have to have that killer instinct.
Ball with it. And it's Reed picking him up. Pass to Rodman. Down low. Excellent D there from Reed. And it's the Bronx's ball. 18 points separating these teams. That's the biggest lead of the game. Outside Tatum. The 3. That won't go either for Tatum. And here's Ball. Pippen, pass to Sally. And he lobs it up top. Right side, Irving. The quick look, no good that time. 5-second differential between the shot clock and game clock. Jordan with it. Pass to Sally. To the middle. Now here's George. Tightly guarded. There's Tatum with the 3. Drops in the 3.
And just not letting up at all. I mean, you have to love this approach. You want to get the ball to the guys who make plays.
This is when good players really get after it. He can sense that they're reeling, and he's going to put his foot on the pedal.
So we see the Bronx get the win here. They didn't have too many problems tonight.
They didn't. Just a tremendous team effort. Once they had that big lead, they were not going to let the visitors back into the game.
And that about wraps it up. For Allie LaForce, Grant Hill, and Richard Jefferson.
Welcome, everyone. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for this NBA presentation. With Greg Anthony and Hall of Famer Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan. And joining us on the sidelines, another Hall of Famer, David Aldridge. Now we'll look at the starting lineup for the Bronx. We've got Irving, Reed out there with Duncan. Then it's George, and it's Tatum in at the 3 spot. And for the Jazz, they've got Malone. Stockton is out there with Hornacek. It's Brian Russell, and it's Gobert in at the center, locking down the middle. And it's going to be the Jazz off the tip. Here's Stockton. Pass to Malone. Over Reed. And it's Malone missing.
Boy, he's definitely covered well there. And we know he can knock down the fadeaway shot. Just didn't fall there.
Tatum wide open. He fires one. The three-pointer, no good.
And I thought that was going to drop. It looked good from here.
It's safe to say Jason Tatum is a bona fide superstar.
He certainly is, Kevin, and really been a big-time star from the time he was 23 years old. Lots of pressure on this young player, but Jason's not only embraced it, he's thrived under it.
The shot by George, no good. It's Gobert with the ball for the Jazz. It's a three-point game. Stockton with it. He's picked up by Irving. Hornacek passes to Malone. Over Duncan. Malone can't hit.
Pressured that shot by getting a hand up just as good as a block.
And he did it without fouling, and that's become an art, changing shots without making contact.
The corner 3 by Kyrie has a nice ring to it.
And it's the Jazz's ball. Stockton down low. Duncan defending. Russell passes to Stockton. Gobert with a screen for Stockton. 6 on the shot clock. Here's Malone. He clangs that one off the back iron, and down it falls.
A go-to shot for Malone. He looks so comfortable and in rhythm from the mid-range.
And it's George finishing it off.
Man, he sure can get off the floor.
He one of the best in the business, absolutely. Hornacek against George. Malone, a screen on George. Shoots from the elbow. Hornacek, no luck. Here's the Bronx. Pass to George. Duncan outside. Nice ball movement there by the Bronx. Tatum, no good.
Rare you'll see him miss such an open look.
And Gobert kicks to Stockton. Just over 2.5 minutes played here so far in the first quarter. And it's Reed pulling it down. And it's the Bronx with the ball. Here's Tatum. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And it's Utah's ball. Hornacek outside. Screen by Malone. Goes up on the high post. The Jazz with another miss.
Normally he'll drill that shot, and I'm sure they'll look to find him in that spot again.
No doubt. Very good play call, good execution. Sometimes it just doesn't fall.
Good way to start this game. You want to get him rolling as early as possible.
He's a guy who, if he gets hot, he can carry your offense for long stretches.
And a first time out of the game called for Utah. Carr, he's checked in for Utah. Morris comes in for Russell. Hornacek against Irving. Hornacek, no luck. The Bronx leading by 3 to the right side. Keenan, the pass to Irving. The offensive rebound. The kick out to Wall. Three-pointer. Rudy Gobert with the rebound. It's Gobert with the ball for Utah. Now Stockton. He has yet to score. Hornacek outside. Clock at 6. Trying to get something going, and it comes off the front of the rim.
And he has definitely been struggling in this quarter.
And you know what? They keep calling his number, and they're simply trying to get him out of this funk.
Now, here is Irving. And the slam dunk by Irving.
Wow, get up there, Kyrie. You don't often see him show off those hops.
They could use a big shot here to get this offense going.
Too many empty possessions. Right now, they need a basket.
And Stockton, here we go. Here's Gobert. Nails the baby hook.
Well, you love the activity out there. What a play. This guy is busy on the offensive end.
Ball passes to Keenan. Boom, he jams it straight down.
John Wall has an incredibly high basketball IQ, so you find the shooter and get it into their hands.
Up top, Hornacek over Irving, and that concludes the first quarter of play. The Bronx leads by 5. And don't go away. We'll be back with the action for the start of the second quarter in just a moment. And hope you've enjoyed the broadcast so far. Halfway through the first half in this one. And looking at what we've seen from the Bronx, what do you guys think?
Guys, I love their defense in that first period. They were in position and just challenging shots.
Well, I think they combined great intelligence with great effort, and you can see the results.
So on the floor for the Bronx, Adebayo is out there with Jason Tatum. And it's Wall. Then there's Wade. And it's Keenan in at the small forward. Floats one. That one's good, and the Bronx lead is cut down now to just 6 on the basket from Anderson.
Boy, that's beautiful touch on the floater. And let's remember, not everyone has that shot in their arsenal.
From deep, Wall. Rebounded by the... Jazz.
And you could tell he thought that triple was going to fall.
Here's Morris. And Tatum pulls it down. The Bronx leading by 6. Adebayo finds Wade. And we play just over a minute of basketball here in the second quarter. The 3 from Tatum. Sinks the three-pointer. Tatum's got a couple of three-pointers in the second for the Bronx.
What a weapon the 3 has become for Jason Tatum. Look out.
And the Jazz call time here. And the Jazz with some changes. Foster's checked in for Ostertag. Russell comes in for Anderson. And Isley subbed in for Vaughn. The Bronx also with a sub. Duncan's checked in. Here's Isley, covered by Wall. Morris passes to Isley. Right side, Russell. And here is Morris. Pulls it up. Duncan grabs the rebound. Morris against Wade. Nice concentration to hit the double clutch layup. Wade's got his first basket.
And he'll free up more space for himself on the perimeter with buckets like that. Wade's smart to get to work inside.
And here in the second, 2 minutes gone by. On the wing, Morris. Wade is covering. Down low. Foster passes to Isley. Over to Wall. Another miss by Utah. The Bronx leading by 11. And here's Duncan. No scoring in this one. No good from Wade. And a little under 2.5 minutes gone by here in the second quarter. It's good.
I mean, even he was surprised to be that open.
And it's the Bronx with the ball. Here's Keenan. And there's the slam dunk to finish it off.
Oh, I dunk you very much.
He can really fly, and you combine that, Greg, with some nice penetration, too, and you've got 2 points. Morris looking over the floor. Here's Malone. That one misses. Great D that time from Tatum. Here's the Bronx. Their defense has only allowed 4 points in the quarter.
And you watch Jason Tatum. Year to year, he is a model of consistency across the board. The numbers are pretty similar, and the effort never wanes. Love a big man who can pass, great instincts. Duncan finds the open man there for the bucket.
Back to Morris. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. That one doesn't drop. Pass to Keenan. That falls. Nice feed that time from Dwayne Wade. Keenan's got 5 points now this quarter. Utah trails by 16.
They need a bucket in a big way here to regain some confidence.
Utah calls timeout. A different look for Utah. Gobert, he's checked in for Foster. Hornacek comes in for Morris. And Stockton subbed in for Isley. Bronx making a switch here. On defense, the Bronx. 16-point lead, the largest margin in the game. Pass to Hornacek. Wants to get it to Malone and does. Over Duncan. Tried to bank it in, but he misses. And here's Tatum. He'll bring it up for the Bronx. Takes a 3. Rebound, Utah. Russell left side. Stockton up top. Hornacek outside. 5 to shoot. Malone with the screen. Shot to stop the run. The shot's good from Hornacek. Hornacek's got 5.
You can't just stop when there's a pick set up. Gotta fight over it as a defender.
You know exactly what that takes. It takes energy, it takes activity, it takes intensity.
Gobert against Reed. Inside. It's stolen by Duncan. And so that's the end of the first half. The Bronx on top, leading by 14. Time now for the halftime break, with the third quarter soon to follow, right here on 2K Sports. Well, we've got a second half of basketball for you. We think it's going to be pretty good. A big comeback, though, is needed for this game to be competitive, and it probably has to happen quickly. One of the stories here, Jason Tatum, getting it done today.
Man, he's been running wild on him through that first half. Absolute dynamite on offense.
Boy, he has been shouldering the load. Aggressive, skilled, talented, and thus far, unstoppable.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. Russell is out there at Malone. Then it's Jeff Hornacek. And it's Rudy Gobert. And it's Stockton in at point guard. That's the group for Jerry Sloan getting going here in the second half. Malone, a screen on George. Here's Hornacek. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That one on George.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Utah shooting their initial free throws of the game right here. And so he hits both.
The way he's shooting free throws tonight, you simply don't want to put him there.
Here's Irving. No good. Utah trails by 15. Stockton in the high post. Scoreless thus far. Here's Malone. And Tatum pulls it down. Tatum's got 5 rebounds tonight. Irving drives in. Banked in off the glass. And the Bronx leads by 17.
So many things go into Kyrie Irving's game. Right there, the quickness and the craftiness on the drive. It's special.
Malone, a screen on George. Kicks it out to Malone. George against Hornacek. Off target from outside.
Well defended that time. He's a shooter that the D has to close down on quickly when he's ready to pull the trigger.
Irving against Stockton. Irving dishes to Reed. The 3 from Tatum. Irving kicks to Tatum. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Irving's got 3 assists now in this one.
Jason Tatum is a thirsty scorer, and right now filling it up.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time taking the lid off.
Utah calls timeout.
Make some noise.
Two minutes into the second half of play now. George against Hornacek. At the top of the key, Malone. Russell finds Stockton. Just 5 on the clock. Over Irving. The Jazz again can't hit it. The Bronx leading by 20. And here's Tatum for 3. Rebounded by the Jazz.
Not quite enough defense that time around. Just lucky he was off.
Russell looking around. Back to Stockton. Malone sets the pick for Stockton. And the basket is good.
And when Stockton gets a look from there, it is more often than not going in.
And here's Tatum for 3. Tatum with another miss. And so Stockton will bring it up for the Jazz. They trail by 18. The shot's good from Hornacek.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And it's the Bronx with the ball. They led the game at 1 point by 20. And George kicks to Tatum. And foul on the shot. He'll shoot 2 at the free throw line.
That's his first.
See, I don't think you could teach that. Paul George going right into contact. You love that aggressiveness.
Morris is checked in for Russell. The Bronx also with a sub. John Wall's checked in for Tim Duncan. And George drops them both. And there's a minute 45 left to play in the third. On the wing, Stockton. Covered by Wall. Morris outside. Back to Hornacek. Shot clock at 6. Morris a screen. Shot on the wing. Hornacek, no luck. The Bronx leading by 18. Tatum with it. Picked up by Malone. Outside, George from outside the arc. That's good. And so Wall with the assist. Wall's got his 4th assist in this one.
Their ability, again, to stretch the floor, particularly in this second half.
And guys, boy, when you're hitting, it sure does work. It obviously opens up major options at the offensive end.
He lobs up the alley-oop pass, and the dunk by Reed.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
Stockton against Wall. Stockton the pass to Morris. To end the run, over George. Bronx grabs the miss. Reed finds Irving. 26 seconds left to play in the third. And contact on the shot, so he'll be shooting free throws here. They get John Stockton.
I think one of the things you have to be in awe of is how creative and how elusive Kyrie Irving is to deal with when he's cooking offensively. This guy truly a remarkable talent.
Looking at who's out there now for the Jazz. Greg Ostertag, he's checked in for Rudy Gobert. Carr comes in for Hornacek. And it's Vaughn in for Stockton. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Here's Malone on the mark with the 15-footer.
If you're waiting for him to miss when he's that open, you're going to be in for a long wait.
Past the Wall. And here's Tatum for three. Sends it home! What a shot!
You want drama? We've got drama. That's the way to end a quarter.
That is a way to fire him up, fire up the team. What a tremendous play.
And so it's the Bronx, holding a very comfortable 25-point lead as the quarter comes to a close. The scoring has been tremendous, and they are shooting lights out with very high accuracy. And we'll be back with you shortly. And 1 quarter to go in a game that to this point has not been an evenly fought contest. So it's the Jazz now. So on the floor for the Bronx. All out there with Wade. Then it's George. Then there's Duncan. And it's Keenan in at the 4 spot. Hornacek dishes to Russell. A nice shot by Hornacek.
What I find from Ostertag, outstanding vision spotting the open teammate.
Wall against Hornacek. And Wall kicks to George. From deep three-point land, they get it again. Duncan. Oh, and the jam by Duncan.
And how about the timing from Duncan on the glass, getting there to collect that offensive rebound and the putback.
Morris outside. Carr sets a screen. Wade against Morris. Pass to Carr. 6 to shoot. There's Russell with the 3. It's hauled in by Dwayne Wade. Here's Keenan. There's the 3. Wade passes to Keenan. Offline with his 3. And the Jazz with possession here. It's stolen by Duncan. And the dunk by Duncan.
Yeah, and at 7-1, Duncan is a problem in the paint. Outstanding with his extension there and just hammering it home.
Pass to Ostertag. Nice ball movement by Utah. Morris against Wade. Ostertag, a screen on Wade. And the wide open shot from Morris. The Jazz with another miss.
He is single-handedly dropping the temperature in here with that cold streak.
He is trying to shoot his way out of it, and it might be better for him to pass the basketball at this point.
And Utah has possession. Russell inside, defended by George. George with the defensive effort. The drive by Wade. This one for 3. And there's Paul George on the assist by Wade.
And this is what Paul George does. He looks for any opening on the floor to create opportunities for his team.
Hornacek against Wall. Hornacek passes to Carr. And the dunk by Carr.
That's how you share the rock. He does this time and time again.
And Duncan throws it down.
This guy is consistently finding his teammates in their best spots to score. John Wall showing terrific passing ability.
Hornacek kicks to Russell. Back to Hornacek. Ostertag, a screen on Wall. Here's Hornacek. That's in for his 5th field goal of the game. Makes him 5 for 12 so far.
And the lack of effort to fight over the screen there makes that an easy shot.
You know, we see this all the time. You're basically, as a defender, hoping the man misses rather than putting in the work to get over screens.
Here's George. Played in with a nice touch off the glass. George has got 10 points here in the second half.
We are talking about a proficient, efficient scorer in Paul George. Go to work, sir.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. A different look for Utah. Rudy Gobert, he's checked in for Ostertag. Malone comes in for Antoine Carr. And it's Stockton in for Morris. Then for the Bronx, Dwight Howard's checked in for Duncan. Clyde Drexler has subbed in for Paul George. Timeout called, the Bronx. They lead by 30. Here's Gobert. Outside, Malone. Pass to Stockton. 5 on the clock. It's on target from the high post.
And Stockton almost impossible to guard in the pick and roll. When he gets a little daylight, he is always ready to pull the trigger.
Allen for 3. Utah with the rebound.
And he didn't punish them for the weak coverage there, but they can't count on him to continue missing.
Here's Hornacek, and it's sent back by Howard.
Well, Dwight Howard at his best, sending it back.
Allen outside. The tray. That one, no good.
And even with good coverage defensively that time, he has confidence to drill the 3.
Here's Russell, and it's sent back by Howard. Allen outside. Gobert against Brunson. Allen for 3. A shot's good on the assist by Brunson.
And this is Allen's game. One of the quickest releases we've ever seen. Amazing shooting off that pass.
So no problem for the Bronx as they get the win. A resounding victory for them. And Greg in enemy territory, no less.
That's exactly right. But with the way they controlled the game and just completely took the crowd out of it, that's how to get it done on the road.
And that about wraps it up. For Greg Anthony, Doris Burke, and David Aldridge, this is Kevin Harlan along.
Welcome all. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports. We've got some NBA action coming up for you. Hi, folks. Brian Anderson here, alongside two fantastic analysts, Grant Hill and Brent Barry at the table, and our reporter, Allie LaForce. A look at the Bronx's opening lineup. They've got Kyrie Irving. He's out there with George. And it's Tatum in at small forward. And for the Timberwolves, Ed is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Mike Conley, and it's Garnett in at the 4 slot. Here we go. And the Bronx with possession here. Outside Tatum. The 3 is up, and they call an illegal screen here.
You can get away with one once in a while, but it looked like he wasn't completely set on that pick.
Yeah, a quick little lean like that is going to get the ref's attention. Foul called.
Conley against Irving. Pass to Gobert. And here's McDaniels. To the inside. Gobert no good. And it's the Bronx's ball. Here's Duncan. George scanning the floor. Count it. 1 for 1 to start the game.
So good, so experienced. Paul George can convert the toughest of buckets.
Pass to Garnett. Outside McDaniels. Here's Garnett. Pounded by Tatum. Tatum with the block.
There's the length Tatum provides on the defensive side. He can change a game on that end.
Here's George. And it's Gobert with a rebound. You know, Grant, in interviews, Jason Tatum often seems understated and soft-spoken. But that's just him, isn't it?
That's true, B.A. Tatum has a quiet confidence about him. He doesn't feel the need to be loud or act out. He lets his work on the court do all the talking for him.
In transition. Rips down the breakaway slam.
And that's a slam dunk from the big fundamental. You don't want to get in the way when he's throwing it down.
Pass to Garnett. Now Edwards. Outside McDaniels. Now Conley. He's guarded by Irving. Conley passes to McDaniels. Ooh, anticipated the pass. It's a turnover. Left side Irving to the paint. Reed with it. For 3. And Kyrie Irving good for 3.
One of the quickest releases in the game. Kyrie staying a step ahead.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to give him a breather and talk things over. DiVincenzo, he's checked in for Minnesota. John Wall, he's checked in for the Bronx. Conley with the ball. Pass to Garnett. First quarter of ball, almost 2.5 minutes in. Here's Edwards. And no good, trying to use the glass. And here's Wall. He'll bring it up for the Bronx. On the wing, Tatum, guarded by Edwards. And then Tatum slams it in.
They're locked in and focused on making each possession a success.
That's exactly how they got the lead. They ended up having multiple possessions in a row with good quality shots, knocked them down, and the game is fully in their control.
Now here's Tatum. There's 1:59 left to play in the first quarter. Oh, Tatum slams it home.
Boy, I like their energy coming in. Terrific execution so far.
Well, if there were 4 or 5 boxes to check in terms of the game plan tonight, they might have checked 6. I mean, they're doing everything out there.
And that one's good from Conley.
A savvy playmaker with a great handle. Conley runs such a smooth pick and roll.
Wall gets the bucket.
So far, they're owning both ends of the floor. We'll see if they can keep this going.
Like tonight, that all the hustle plays have meant so much to this team. Now just sustain some of that energy and keep comfortable.
Now here's George. That's good from Wall on the assist by George. Wall's gotten his second bucket.
They've controlled the paint so far. That's been the difference.
Yeah, the bully ball tonight has paid dividends. Highly effective down there with the physical play.
Irving against Edwards. Fires from deep. The Bronx grabs the miss. Now Wall. Pass to Irving. Back to Wall. George outside. Shot clock at 5. Outside Tatum. From deep. Rudy Gobert with a rebound. Minnesota trails by 12. 1 second separating the shot clock and the game clock. The kick out to Edwards. Unloads from 13. And that's off the glass and in.
Wow, what a move from Edwards. He's fantastic at creating for himself.
Here's George. Man, the basket's good with the assist from Wall.
And just totally relentless, only increasing the intensity level.
And he's the guy that you want to go to right now trying to put this one away.
Did you guys see that? What an insane slam.
And you got to have some hang time to pull that off. And so it's the Bronx, ending the quarter up 10. Their key to consistency has been their dominance in the paint. They've been the more... And if you're just tuning in, we've got a wide margin on the scoreboard, but plenty of time left for a comeback. And for the Bronx, what jumps out to you guys stat-wise?
On the front foot, really right off the tip. They've been ruthless offensively.
Well, just taking it right at the opposition and the other team right now. No answers and no way to slow them down.
Mike Conley out there with Dillingham. Then it's Julius Randle. Then it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. And it's Reed in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And for the Bronx, Jason Tatum out there with Bam Adebayo. Then there's John Wall. And it's Wade in at the 2. Now here's Conley. He's got 5. And looks like an illegal pick was set. That gets the ref's attention.
You're not going to fool the officials too often on an illegal screen.
Yeah, everybody saw that one. That was pretty blatant there.
So both teams making some changes here. At 6'9", Bam Adebayo is on the shorter side of centers. Yet he is elite defensively, Graham.
He's been top 5 in Defensive Player of the Year voting a bunch of times. Bam has an incredible motor, a great IQ, and he's a switchable big. That's huge in today's game. Practically a block. Good, strong challenge.
Yeah, altering the shot just as long as there's a miss, that kind of energy not wasted.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it.
Wow, an emphatic two-handed slam. Here's Tatum. Tatum works through the defense inside.
And sometimes you forget how long Tatum is, and he's terrific at using this to his advantage inside.
And Chris Finch has called timeout. He wants to review the game plan. Bronx making a switch here. George is checked in. Conley against George. Pass to Garnett. Over George. Garnett no good. The Bronx leading by 10. Right side Tatum. The 3. And good. Coming on the assist by Wall. Wall's got 3 assists now in this one.
You know, this team relies on Tatum hitting those shots, and that's why he's such a high-volume three-point shooter.
From deep, Conley. The Bronx grabs a miss.
And he almost made them regret defending him so loosely.
Here's Tatum. Too easy for Tatum, even with the contact.
And watch how Tatum navigates the contact. Just one of the many go-to moves for him in the paint.
They need something good to happen here.
Yeah, they've gone way too long without a score.
Here's McDaniels. No good again that time. And it's the Bronx's ball. Here's Keenan. Pass to Duncan. George outside. Outside Tatum. Three-pointer. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota trails by 15. Garnett passes to Conley. 4-3. Gets the 3 to fall. Conley's got 5 points now this quarter.
Just a smart offensive player. Conley is aware of when he should look to rise and fire. Woo, I love it.
Here's Dillingham. Wall covering. Here's Garnett. Deflected. And it's Keenan missing. McDaniels with it. Guarded now by George. George with a steal. And he's going for the lob. Very pretty alley-oop.
Oh, incredible. Save that one. I want to watch it again.
Awesome. 1:31 left to play in the first half. Outside McDaniels. Tipped away. Fast break. Here we go. Wall finds George. Reed with the rebound. Minnesota trails by 14. Here's Garnett. Tatum with the block. And it's out of bounds to Minnesota. And Minnesota making a change here. Edwards is checked in. Irving's checked in for the Bronx. .55 seconds left to play in the first half. Irving against Edwards. Nice move. Oh, it's a big-time jam. Slams it right over Irving.
Oh, my. Edwards looking to demoralize the defense a little with that one.
The Bronx leading by 12. Here's Wall. Driving to the basket. And the big finish by Wall.
Are you serious? John Wall with the statement. Oh, that's pretty.
Edwards looking it over. And the 3 off target. And the Bronx with possession here. Duncan, the pass to George. Takes it inside. The shot's good. George has got 4 points in the quarter.
You have to track Paul George all over the floor, a 3-level scorer, and he's going to come at you in multiple ways.
Here's Dillingham. And so it's the Bronx in control with a 16-point advantage heading into the break. They put in work down low, getting in close and scoring in bunches. All right, stick around. We'll be right back after this.
These are return tickets to the court. And get ready for the big half-court shot from all teams. He's taking a bunch of shots. Give it up for the participants.
And with a big gap on the scoreboard, the second half begins with very different goals for these teams. One side trying to mount a comeback, one side trying to protect their lead. And you know, Jason Tatum, he's been really making it happen, guys.
Oh, he's been their defensive anchor so far, stifling shots left and right.
Been aggressive to block shots, but also avoiding fouls. That's a heavy presence inside.
And is at the 2 with McDaniels playing the 3. Then there's Rudy Gobert. Then there's Mike Conley. And it's Garnett in at power forward. And that's the group for Chris Finch as we begin the second half.
And how about the deep ball right there? Edwards looking comfortable from way outside the arc.
Irving, that's good.
When the player gets a feel for that floater, it can really make things tough on defenders. You're just not sure how to guard them and where your point of commitment is.
Conley passes to Garnett. Outside Edwards. Now here's Conley. 6 on the shot clock. Inside, Garnett. That one's good. And it's Conley who picks up the assist. Garnett's got his first points of the game.
The floor general Conley, dependable at finding his guys in screen and roll sets. Come on now. This kind of powerful finish gets guys going.
Yeah, especially when it's coming from your point guard. What a flush.
Yeah, great read, calls his own number, and then sends it home.
And Chris Finch calls timeout here. And we might see some changes. Coach potentially looking to adjust. Here's Garnett. The kick out to Edwards. Off target with the 3. And so it's Irving who brings up the ball for the Bronx. The lead is 15. Outside Tatum. Lays it up and banks it in. Tatum's got 13.
It's not surprising to see Tatum taking over offensively. I mean, he's capable of doing this on a nightly basis.
First team foul.
Conley against Irving. Conley passes to Garnett. Back to Conley. 5 to shoot. From outside the arc.
Nice to see Kyrie focus on locking down his man defensively. You can use that speed to your advantage on that end too.
They're really dictating the tempo on both ends of the court. You love it.
Yeah, the other team a bit concerned here. They're trailing and the lead seems to be growing.
Conley passes to Garnett. The rebound by Duncan. Duncan's got 4 rebounds in the game. Here's George going inside. It's rebounded by Minnesota. Garnett's got 4 rebounds in the game. Boy, they need something to go to regain some confidence.
No question. Way too many empty possessions for them.
Outside McDaniels. Outside Edwards. Minnesota again missing. The Bronx leading by 19. Here's Irving. George against Edwards. George, no good. And here's Minnesota now. And the call will be against Jason Tatum. That's his first foul. Alexander Walker, he's checked in for McDaniels. John Wall, he's checked in for the Bronx. Gobert passes to Conley. Back to Gobert. Shot clock at 6. Pass to Edwards. No good. And they can't put it into the drought.
Well, that's a shot right there he's going to hit 9 times out of 10. We just saw the 10% he doesn't make.
And they're going to count that bucket, and they'll send him to the line. It could be a 3-point play. That's going to send John Wall to the line. It goes on Mike Conley. Both teams will make substitutions. The Bronx shooting their first free throw of the game. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third. And Chris Finch calls timeout here. He'll take the opportunity to regroup.
Oh my, their coach does not look happy, and I can guess why. Their interior defense has been struggling.
No, they're not preventing them from scoring, and if you can get to a high efficiency shot on the floor, and that's the paint, you just keep going.
And that one is hammered home.
He was grabbing the rim to extend the hang time.
Hey, maybe making sure the landing was kinder than the takeoff. Outside Wall. Pass to Tatum. Fires the three. Ooh, he's found his rhythm. 7 for 10 and counting.
Yeah, stretching that defense all the way to the sidelines. Tatum with a nice shot.
Irving against Conley. The crossover. Now Gobert. Here's Garnett. And Kyrie Irving clears the rebound.
That's gotta frustrate him. He knows he should have made that one.
Yeah, you can't make them all, and for sure you'll want him taking that kind of shot.
He's pouring it on at a nice clip, and the rest of the team is stepping up as well.
Conley against Irving. Conley passes to Gobert. Here's Garnett. And Reed pulls it down. Reed's got 8 rebounds in the game. Right side Wall. And the big finish by Wall.
Since halftime, they have been efficient and effective, making Coach very happy.
Well, the thing is they're controlling the pace right now, and if that was the mantra for them at halftime, they've carried it out.
And so it's the Bronx with a commanding lead to end the quarter. 27 points, looking good. Their defensive efforts have paid off, effectively shutting down the opposing offense. Time for a quick break, then back to the action. And a moment now as we take a look at our State Farm assist of the game.
And he definitely deserves the award. Reading the defense like a point guard.
So helpful to the offensive versatility when your bigs can create, freeing everybody up, and that cut was wide open.
And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Timeout called, the Bronx.
And things are always changing throughout a game. Teams have to adjust on the fly.
And timeouts are a wonderful opportunity to just settle in and recollect the thoughts of your entire team. Not just the guys playing, but the entire team.
And let's get an update on Paul George's injury. Allie, any news?
I was able to talk with the Bronx head athletic trainer about his status.
Unfortunately, it doesn't sound good at all. He's likely going to be out for a while.
All right, that's good intel. We've definitely been thinking of him. And now we have some more clarity, guys.
Yeah, they now have all the information they need in order to determine the next steps.
Everybody wishing the best for him. We all know how badly he wants to be out there playing alongside his teammates and competing.
And so in the game for the Bronx, we've got Dwight Howard, and it's Wade in a 2-guard. Nice shot by DiVincenzo.
Well, you want to chase him off the three-point line. DiVincenzo able to settle in that time.
Wade, that's good.
And trust me, when the D's slow to react, he'll be the first guy to make them pay.
Well, I know they don't have mobile devices out there for texting, so they might as well talk to one another.
Randall outside. Outside, DiVincenzo. To the paint. Looking to end this cold spell. The Bronx grabs a miss. Here's Adebayo. And the layup falls.
Adebayo not allowing the defense to slow him down.
To the middle. Here's Garnett. Nice pass. Nice catch. And a resounding dunk.
Well, that just scrambled the defense all kinds of ways with that great initial pass.
Adebayo, that's good.
That's just tremendous scoring instinct. So fun to watch him work in the half court.
The ball's knocked loose. Here's Wall. Back to Wade. On the take. And a strong finish with 2 hands.
As soon as Wade saw the lane to the basket, you knew he was going to get his steps together for the dunk. Excellent play there.
Here's Dillingham. Wall covering. Dillingham, no good. Now here's Adebayo. Tight defense on him. And it's Drexler missing.
And you never want to give a shooter like him a clean look.
Pass to Randall. Here's Dillingham. There's the three. No luck on that one. Fourth quarter of play. We're about 2.5 minutes through it now. Ball for three. That's no good. Shooting 6 for 8 now. And Minnesota with possession here. And there's McDaniels. That one's good on the assist by Randall.
Well, Randall, when he has the ball in his hands, aware that there might be an open teammate, that time he found him.
Here's Keenan. Nails it from 3. Keenan's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3.
And let's face it, when you're down this many points, you simply can't let him get that good of a look.
Teachable moment there. Lapses like this are backbreakers.
A minute 53 left in the fourth. Here is DiVincenzo. Pass to McDaniels. 6 to shoot. And he jams it home with authority.
He's just an aggressive finisher there inside.
Hey, when you got bounce like that, you feel like you can take on anybody. And he got the whistle on the way up, so he'll be headed to the line for a pair. And a closer look here at the scoring breakdown for the Bronx.
Well, they've had no problem getting into the heart of this defense with the dribble, and they've made the most of their chances there as well.
Well, we've also seen them being very aggressive down in the paint. All game long, they've been hunting down those inside points.
Howard's checked in for the Bronx. Brunson comes in for Wall. McDaniels passes to Conley. Outside McDaniels. They set the screen. Off the mark there with a 3. And it's the Bronx's ball. Wade, the pass to Brunson. The 3 ball. Sends it home from three-point land.
Showing us that killer instinct right now. No letting the foot off the gas for them.
Yeah, up until that point, a competitive game. But once they broke through that barrier, it was all them. Complete control.
And we have to take another look at that block.
Oh, showing no signs of giving up this lead. That block sent shockwaves into the opposition sails.
On defense, the visiting team. Shot is good by Edwards. 43 seconds left in the fourth quarter here. Howard, the pass to Drexler. Count that one.
In the NBA, you just can't let guys get to the rim.
And Jalen Brunson gets the whistle that time. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
Here's Conley. 2-second difference between shot and game clock. And he knocks down the 10-footer.
And where was this type of effort earlier in the game? Unfortunately, this run will be all for nothing.
Consistency definitely is a key to some of the playoff performing teams, and tonight they just did not find it in this contest.
Conley with the ball. So we see the Bronx get the win here. A statement road victory. So impressive.
Statement indeed, B.A. It was in enemy territory, but they controlled the game and took the crowd completely out of it. That's how you win on the road.
And that'll wrap it up, folks. So alongside Grant Hill, Allie LaForce, Brent Barry, and our entire 2K crew, I'm Brian Anderson saying thank you for watching. And time now to introduce our player of the game, Jayson Tatum.